meme coins are great to make money fast, right? Because it's kind of a gambling thing. You're taking high risk, but it's also high reward. And I'm thinking that there's definitely an opening where, hey, if you make a good amount of money in meme coins, you don't necessarily want to keep gambling it away, right? Like there's a
no
reach, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, of course.
So, hi, Jonathan. Grandpa Dypto here, and it is so nice to meet you. And would you be able to tell us about yourself and what your work is, and then we can kind of go from there?
Sure. Pleased to meet you first, Pete. Thank you for the interview. I really appreciate you reaching out, especially to the community, everything you're doing. I know it's a bit, I wouldn't say stressful, but maybe new to you. So it's really good that you're open to discussing and having an open discussion with a community that kind of is supporting you right now. So, appreciate you for that. So yeah, my name is Jonathan. I live in Quebec City. I started crypto in 2016. I started mining crypto with my brother. We used to rent rooms, right, in our basement, and one of them had an Ethereum rig. So he used to mine Ethereum there. And we kind of asked him what was that about, because he wanted to pay for electricity, right? He was paying more than usual. So we kind of got interested in it. And I've always been kind of a libertarian guy, thinking to myself, we should go back to the gold standard, right? And then I found out about crypto because of that. And I was like, Bitcoin is basically what I've been dreaming of my whole life. Supply that is limited, a money printer that is taken out of the hands of the government. So yeah, I digged a little bit into it. Started learning a lot about it, and we started talking with our friends and stuff and building rigs for them. And in the same year, well, in 2017, we had a crypto mining farm facility with 1.5 million of investment at that point. So it really grew fast. It was pretty nice. At that point, we also became distributors for MSI, the graphic cards producers, right? So yeah, everything was going well, and then the bear market happened. Crypto dipped to like $3,000, and December 2017, right? A rig that cost like $10,000 will make like $100 per day. So our ROI was incredible. During the bear market, it fell down to like $5-6 a day. So I learned a lot about lending protocols. I coded myself. I did a Solidity course myself. I used to bridge my money over, so what I used to do a lot is put my crypto into collateral into Aave and then take out stable coins from there, right? And then from there, I will find the best yield farms that I could on a bunch of protocols like Beefy. And back in the days, there was some protocols, yield farms, that will make around 300% yearly returns. So what I will do is take out USDT from Aave, pay whatever the interest was on that, and then I will use that USDT and just put it in an LP farm. Well, I'm guessing you know what impermanent loss is, right? So to avoid that, I was putting only my liquidity into stable pairs, so that if it's USDT and USDC, well, you don't have any impermanent loss because they always have $1. And I was finding some good yield farms at that point that were like 300% per year. So, and a lot of people were interested in knowing more about it. And so, like I said, I started doing some courses like you. It started well, and then yeah, bear market. Everybody disappeared or whatever. Yeah, so right. I started doing my own thing. I continued just working, stacking more Bitcoin. We sold our house. We bought more Bitcoin again. Yeah, we're like, me and my brother, we've been all in since 2016, and I mean, it's just been well. So maybe a bit crazy, but my mindset was, if it crashes, and like I always believe it wouldn't. I've always thought crypto will be the biggest transfer of wealth that there will be, and it's kind of the case right now. Bitcoin is pretty much the best performing asset in the last 10 years. So I never thought it would actually go to zero, but if it did, I mean, me and my brother are resourceful persons, so work on something else and I'll grind my money back. So that's fine with me. And then afterwards, yeah, this year, I started doing some leverage trading at first. So I started just for fun, right, on Solana. And on my first day, just chasing pairs and stuff, I made quite a bit of money. So I was like, okay, let's do it. Let's try and do it. There's a lot of people that just like trade nonstop, fast paced. There's a lot of bots, volume bots that will pump the price of a token. And as soon as someone buys, drop it down right away. So it's hard to navigate at first. And so yeah, I was making a bunch of money one day, losing it the other. And it was a lot of up and downs. And then on one day, I fell onto a token that was called MAGA. And the contract address started with Trump. So everybody was like, what the hell, what's happening? It was kind of new at that point. I learned like 6 months later that it's pretty easy to do so. I'm not sure if you guys know, but on the Solana command line, where you can create tokens on Solana, you can just grind that command and like it will take maybe 30 minutes. It's like a brute force when you're hacking for a password, but now you're kind of brute forcing a contract address. It's not that easy to create, but at that time everybody was really bullish about it, didn't understand, oh my god, see it start with Trump. So it got rugged, but the community was pretty strong, and I started going on voice chats with them and just telling who I am, like I'm doing with you now, and everybody kind of elected me as the leader at that point. So we started pushing the token. I got a voice actor on board. Sounds exactly like Trump. Like if you guys will hear him, he even sounds more like Trump than Trump himself sometimes. He's really funny, like really great guy too. He's been my friend since, really down to earth, and like one of the ones in the space that I can truly trust. There's not a lot of people in this space that you can trust, unfortunately. Even not just in meme coins, but just in crypto, I've seen a lot of, I've been scammed myself in the past a lot.
What steps do you take to avoid being scammed with meme coins and with crypto generally?
Yeah, so well, in crypto generally now, like I said earlier, I was used to being a Bitcoin, Ethereum maximalist. Now I think this cycle, the coins that will do the most returns will be meme coins, because I've been in this space for so long that like there's a lot of VC-backed tokens that are released that are basically fugazi, right? It's just a vaporware that they sell, and as soon as it's listed on exchanges, it's just 90%, and those VC that bought are still up 100x. So, and there's a lot of stories about people looking at meme coins and seeing, like he became millionaire in 2 weeks, and so Pump.Fun is a platform where you can do fair launches, right? So you just launch a token, you're the first, when you're the dev, you're the first to buy, and then it's free for all. Everybody that sees a token on the platform can go ahead and buy it. But what those scammers use nowadays is called bundles. The bundle, what it does is as soon as the token is created, in the same block, they have a bunch of wallets that aren't connected to each other that will also buy up the supply. So it doesn't look like the dev is buying everything for himself.
It looks like a lot of people are buying. Yeah.
Exactly, but in reality, they aren't. Now, those bundles, when it's devs that aren't too sophisticated, they're easy to see on a chart. Like it's just the 1 second candle is just a big candle that goes to 30K and then it stops moving. It's easy to see that this supply is bundled. So you don't buy into that, of course. There's other devs that have what they call staggering bundles. So they create the token, and then the bundle will buy the supply slowly in the next blocks. But Solana blocks are really fast, right? So the chart looks still like it's going up, but it's not one big candle. So even now, right now, it's harder to see. But if it goes up like that and then it just stops, you can see on the chart, right? It goes to 30K and then there's no motion. It's kind of like I would be suspicious about that. But then also the other ones will have scripts, because I know, because I have access to those scripts. I used to pay one from a guy I haven't done that myself. I wanted to help a friend bundle some project that we wanted to launch legitimately. It's just that sometimes supply control is a bit needed, and so he wanted a bundle to work with it. So I don't use it, but I see what the updates are nowadays. Like the ones I have access to, like they're so sophisticated that you can't really know they're doing it, because they will have staggered bundles, like I talked to you about. It doesn't look, but then they'll also have another script rolling on the side that will sell supply. So it's basically drawing a short, right? It's drawing a short that looks bullish to investor. And
do they also have community chatter, Jonathan?
Yeah, they will have telegrams. They will pay. Sometimes it's teams of Nigerians. There'll be like 20 people in there going over on Twitter, raiding, like we were doing on your stuff, right? They call it raiding when people go and try to get the attention of people and put up the contract address in there with a ticker. So yeah, they will pay for raiders. They will pay for everything. There's a scanner on Telegram called Trench Radar. Trench is because the trenches is what the Solana meme coin traders will call kind of trading meme coins. Is I'm trenching today. Trench Radar, you just put up the contract address in there, and it will give you the information about the bundles. Meme coin traders call trading meme coins being in the trenches, and that's why the scanner that everyone uses is called Trench Radar. And that scanner, what it can do is tell you how much supply was bought with that bundle I was talking about earlier. There's also a platform called Axiom that tells you the bundle percentage. But again, if the dev is using the staggered bundle I was talking about earlier and doing it efficiently, the bundle over there and even on Trench Radar will show 0. So whether you're the team that's launching as a bundle or not, all those scanners can be helpful of some sort, but I've stopped using them myself because, like I told you, right, it's not that reliable, and a dev can do a job so well that those scanners will show up as everything is clean, and then it still rugs basic market making. So yes, those scanners can work, and I'm talking to you about them right now with my face, so you don't see them, right? But if you guys are interested in knowing more about them, I can maybe just do some videos for you and show you how they work. I'll be more than happy to do that. I don't care. I can do that.
Great. It sounds like there's a pretty active corner of, maybe even more than a corner of the crypto market. I mean, you take the average retail investor who might have a centralized exchange account and they bought a little bit of crypto and maybe they bought some meme coins and they're either hodlers or occasionally they'll swap, but there's that part. And then there's the institutional part, which of course is a whole other world. And now this corner of the market, can you give us a sense of what the size of this meme coin trading market is and who's involved?
So I think I think it's getting really bigger. I mean, I'm pretty sure you saw, but Solana is basically the chain with the most volume, right? So there's a lot of trading going on. The size of it by itself, I couldn't really say, to be honest. It's definitely growing a lot. Like I said, a lot of the retail money is trying to get into this space at the moment. So they want to actually learn more about it, because like I said, if you're investing $500 or $1,000 in crypto, like I won't tell you guys or your audience, go and gamble it, right? But like, yes, having Bitcoin is great, like, and I do have a lot, but you're not going to get, if your goal with crypto is, I want to change my life, at one point, you're not gonna be a millionaire or whatever with $500 in Bitcoin. That's just a fact. Of course, if you wanted to just work and put it aside, maybe it can happen, right? Like maybe some savings in the long term. If you're more of a low risk investor, that can work too for sure. But
now, as I listen to you, Jonathan, you are speaking a language using terminology that is. It sounds to me like you really know a lot about what you're doing. And I wonder if the people in the community share your level of knowledge, are able to communicate as intelligently and with such sophistication as you do, and take action with knowledge and skill. What's your sense from being in these communities?
No, a lot of the people are oblivious to a lot, and they just gamble their money away, to be honest. I'm in a lot of groups on Telegram. Most of the crypto trading is done on Telegram. There's a lot of groups, lounges where people just share the contract addresses and stuff and trade together basically, and try to, maybe sometimes there's a big product, they try to push it together. But a lot of people are newbies, let's say. They don't have a lot of knowledge about it. I have my own group too that I try and help people in. So I make good money trading meme coins, not just helping projects, just going on the platform on Memescope is what they call it, looking at what's new on Pump.Fun. Yeah, I was going to go further into that. Yeah, those scanners, right? I don't use them anymore because I don't think it's relevant information when you're buying tokens that are at such low market caps. A team that is launching a project that has 50% of the supply, it does not mean that they will rug. It does also not mean that they will rug at 20K. Maybe they'll start selling their supply at $200,000-$300,000. But if you're a meme coin trader and are looking to fast-paced trade, and you can get in at 10, 20K, I mean, okay, the dev maybe will rug, but you can still be able to get in on some plays early. Because again, it's an attention game. Even if the team has a lot of supply, if whatever they launched is trending at the moment or has a good narrative, it can still go up by a lot. There's an old token, right? It's called a unicorn fart dust, that UFD, with a guy named Ron Basement on Twitter, and he didn't launch a token either, but it's kind of the same narrative. He started talking about it, like he never actually endorsed a token, right? He never said buy it. He never said buy it, but it's still like you're doing. Right? He started talking with the community. He actually did some lives on X. I'm not sure if he did some spaces too. Probably. I wasn't into that token, but I did see the narrative. And when I saw that token, I thought, oh, it's basically a same type of play as UFD. So I bought in at 30K, and it went up to like 100K really fast. So I started, I trimmed, like I got in like 5 souls. I was at 15 at 100. And I never, like I told you earlier, some people will see like, oh my God, I made $2,000, right? So they'll just sell everything in one go. I help teams run projects. I know that if you do those kind of drops, if you sell just everything, it can basically kill a project. So I usually just trim, right? And it's better because when you're trading with a liquidity pool, there's price impact. So if I just sell everything in one go, I'm going to get less soul out of it. So I started trimming a bit, like at 100K, then 200K, and then it ran to 3 million, and I was like, okay, I made like maybe 3-4K on that play, but I could have made 40. Sorry.
No, I get it.
If you're a trader, right, and the chart just keeps going up, you don't usually just buy it on the way up. You usually wait for some pullbacks. So if people start selling, it's also pretty healthy because you're going to get people that will buy it and you'll get more new holders. So pullbacks are needed.
Just before we go any further, CJ, would you like to ask any questions?
I was just going to add to answer your question on the market caps, or like how big this thing is. The one thing that I could find is on CoinGecko, they have a category that's called
Memecoin.
Pump.Fun ecosystems, and the market cap there is almost 2 billion. With 24-hour trading volume being at 1.5 billion. So it's quite a large ecosystem.
It is, and it was really bigger. Like volume right now, people are saying volume is dead at the moment. I think there's still money to be made. There's still plays like to find. Again, attention game.
Well, if I may just tell you what our purpose is at Dypto-Crypto. We have a town meeting tonight, I believe, and we're going to be
I'll be coming on the space.
Oh, great. Because basically, I guess this is kind of an introductory meeting. And CJ, I really appreciate it if you would chime in on this. But it all started because I struggled to understand crypto. I wanted to understand it in the worst way. I share your libertarian leanings. to a point, and so there were elements of it that I was attracted to, and I'm going to say this again tonight. I just could not get. Long story short, I thought if I could figure a way to make it as simple as possible for me to understand, then maybe others would appreciate it as well. And reached out, and I found CJ. One of the luckiest things that ever happened to me in my entire life. Honestly, I mean, it's just. And CJ has your kind of background, very similar, in fact. Started mining Bitcoin in high school. And so,
How old are you, TJ?
31.
High school, damn, okay. You started really
don't you ask
early.
me how old I am, Jonathan. Don't ask.
No. Sorry.
It's multiples there of your age. But anyway, it all led to this. The Dypto was an idea for a wise owl who would, teach young people and try to explain it as simply as possible. And we made these flip books that are like graphic novel type thing. But it grew because there's just so much to learn. And CJ, could you talk about what we want to do to help people with the Memecoin space, if you wouldn't mind?
I guess we're still kind of in a learning phase of like, okay, what kind of content do Memecoin holders or people in the Memecoin ecosystem really want? But because like my background is heavily in DeFi, so running liquidity pools, managing funds in that sense. But when you're talking about, I absolutely agree with what you said, where it's meme coins are great to make money fast, right? Because it's kind of a gambling thing. You're taking high risk, but it's also high reward. And I'm thinking that there's definitely an opening where, hey, if you make a good amount of money in meme coins, you don't necessarily want to keep gambling it away, right? Like there's a
no
reach, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, of course.
And
I trade meme coins just to accumulate more Bitcoins, more Solana, and more Ethereum. Those are my biggest holdings. Like I don't hold meme coins. I just trade them on the daily. There's a few more long term. I decided to hold yours. Well, not yours, but the one about you, a bit more long term. And I decided to help the community too. There's another token I'm kind of the leader of. It's called Remember, but I don't. It's really just in the optic of having more Bitcoin. Like you want, well, we're talking crypto. It can move fast. In my opinion, it's safe because it's just been going well for the past 10 years. But yeah, it's just what's the vehicle for more or the more blue chips. Right. You don't want to have more blue chips. Yeah, definitely, I agree.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think that's one way that we can help is taking kind of a normal meme coin trader and explaining more of the intricacies of DeFi strategies and whatnot. How do you get into a liquidity pool? What when we're talking about concentrated liquidity, where are good setups for how do you set up your ranges and whatnot? And then you kind of have this coupling of like more of the passive income or like more of the stable blue chips with the meme coin activity, which is more of the gambling, and then you have a good kind of balance or diversification of your profits.
As I listen to you, I'm fascinated. Now, for me, you've just opened up a huge door of learning. I can't wait to dive in because there's so much I don't understand.
Well, there's so much to learn in crypto, Pete.
Oh, that's exactly.
I couldn't understand myself 6 months ago. Like I couldn't understand myself 6 months ago, and myself 6 months ago couldn't understand himself 6 months ago. Like it's just ever changing. Like there's too much.
Thank
stuff
you
to
for
learn.
saying that. That is the perfect way to put it. I might quote you tonight, I think. It's just, and so we're hoping we can become a place where people who need to get a basic understanding, but they also need quick answers or quick advice on how, not what to do, but how to do it. CJ and I will talk because we're always looking at ways that we can provide value to the community. And ultimately our purpose is to become a successful site and generate revenue from, getting people to come to the site. But that really wasn't the initial reason for this. It was more a place to learn. However, as you just said, the learning is inexorable. It doesn't end really, and you
never
really have to keep going. And it seems to me that there are some basic skills that people need. And you mentioned them earlier, how to use some of those websites that give you information, how to see the possibility of a scam and what questions might come up. that you need to ask yourself before you throw your money away. Maybe even dealing with some of the emotional aspects of, woulda, shoulda, coulda. But that, that part's hard to teach people. You can tell them till you're blue in the face, but the emotions, I think, will
it can get you revenge trading pretty quickly and then blow your whole portfolio. Right. A lot of people
and also how even how to use Pump.Fun and all these different tools that are, and so people could come and really get good value, and also hear from experts like you about how you've been successful, but also, watch out, be careful.
I got a good understanding also what to watch out for, because I've seen those scripts being used in real time. So I know bad actors can use them, and I know, just like I was saying, right, I don't use those scanners anymore. But if I look at a chart in a 1 second time frame, I can see the scripts actually working. Sometimes there's big candles on the 1 second frame. Like I already tell myself this one's a bundle. I know what's happening just by looking at the chart. So yeah, definitely.
Oh, that's great. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
No problem.
So this is beyond my expectations, and meeting you has been a great pleasure. And boy, that I learned.
For me too.
Thank you. And so, just the beginning. I'm glad you met CJ, because there's two halves of the Dypto coin, and there's the old half, and then there's the smart half. CJ is the smart half. But
how long have you been in crypto for, Pete? Sorry.
5 years now.
5 years, okay, good.
Yeah.
So 2020.
But 2020, and basically as a hodler until recently, and
early 2020, or when it started going
I'd have
up?
to go back and look. I think it might have been early 2020, about the time of
during COVID.
Yeah, and I rode Ethereum up a little bit, and that was quite exciting.
Nice.
So
yeah, it was.
I hope it comes back again. Will you? Yeah.
Oh, I think it will. It's been lacking a little bit, but like most attention is on Solana and some other EVM chains
now.
Base.
Right.
But no, I think I mean it's one of my biggest holdings too, so I do hope it goes back up.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Keep the narrative going.
Exactly. And
right.
no, 5 years, good. Yeah, that's the time when I sold my house too. I bought the COVID dip, so I was quite happy with that.
Oh, good.
All right.
All right. Lots to talk more. Lots more to talk about.
For sure.
So be in touch very soon, or I'll see you tonight. Look forward to it.
All right. Looking forward to tonight, Pete. See you, CJ.
Thank you
See you,
so
Pete.
much.